Hollow Knight was a game that stuck on my backlog. Purchased during a Steam sale and tucked away, the Metroidvania tale had an adorable look and nothing but positive word of mouth. Hand-drawn, fundraised from a Kickstarter, the game screamed indie classic. After the more intense games that I've been playing and darker tones of stuff like Shadow of War and Wolfenstein, I could use an adorable, laid-back side-scroller. He still looked pretty cute though. Hollow Knight is a game that does not hold your hand, but rather encourages you to find the answers on your own. You are plopped into a dark abyss, finding faint glimmers of hope in the cast of characters you bump into along the way, and subtle hints of a previous world etched into stone, each helping shape an idea of how the world around you came to be and what your purpose is in opening a temple that everything seems to point towards. From the story to the gameplay, everything is subtly provided to the player, encouraging what any good Metroidvania title should, a desire to explore. Despite the darker overtone, the style and unique look to Hollow Knight is standout. The second world you visit makes a stark contrast as you emerge from a dark, dreary cave to this lush, vibrantly green forest with cheerier background music to complement it. Luminous crystal caves, pitch black and eerily quiet undergrounds, rain-soaked cities. There's a continual sense of wonder when you enter a new area, as new enemy types and daunting backdrops hint at the sheer scope of events that have shaped this world. Each handcrafted frame gives life to the slew of baddies you contend with, and gives combat the finesse it requires in timing jumps and dodges. The soundtrack is wonderful and complements every area, intensifying boss fights and providing a sense of forebodance in the more uncertain areas. The Metroidvania feeling really takes hold about an hour into the game. You hit barriers and must find an item or ability to get past that area so you can see what the blank spot on your map holds. Usually this means overcoming one of the plentiful bosses in each area, some optional, some necessary, but each providing its own challenge. Don't let the adorably drawn knight fool you. This game is tough, despite the simple nature of how combat works. If you die, a ghost is left behind that you must recover from the spot where you died. Without it, you only gain half the soul, or magic bar, and all of your geo earned is tied to that ghost, meaning 2 deaths will wipe your wallet. Though I never had it happen, a few times I came close, and the cautious walk of shame back to the spot where you had to die again, that brings an added bit of tension. I began to appreciate the little things Hollow Knight does to keep the combat engaging. It starts you off with the basics. You can attack with a short-range swipe and attack while in the air, but each hit has a slight bit of recoil. You're then introduced to Soul, which can either be used to launch an offensive ranged attack or charged to restore 1 sliver of health, a trade-off of sorts. But as you continue on, you unlock a wide array of moves that can be used in conjunction with this. Dashes, wall jumps, double jumps, charge attacks, and oh cool, I can pogo over spikes and enemies. The game slowly reveals the limits and uses that your kit can provide, and by the game's end I felt like a seasoned expert, weaving around enemies that used to bring me trouble. You will find plenty of items hidden in each area in addition to a hub world that offers a few shops to spend your hard-earned geo. Your expected loadout is all here. Items to strengthen your main weapon, collecting pieces of items to extend health and soul, hidden nail masters to train you in the art of combat, but your main customization comes in the form of charms. These items provide a special ability of some sort, from increasing damage to increasing the range of your base attack, or even allowing you to fire more projectiles for less soul. Every charm takes up a certain amount of slots, so you're limited in what you can choose, but it allows you to strengthen areas for certain fights if you find yourself needing more range or more health. The only issue is you cannot equip these on the fly, and it must be at a save point bench in order to swap them, which makes experimentation a bit of a hassle. I played 2 runs through Hollow Knight, the second taking multiple tries for the game's Steel Soul difficulty with permadeath, and on that second run I was still finding areas and characters that I breezed by on my initial playthrough. The few gripes I had with the game were actively being addressed and patched. Fast travel spots spaced a little too far? Here's a warp gate that you can use. Find something on your map that you wish you could remember for later? Well, here are some map markers. Team Cherry is still fine-tuning an already fantastic game, and for only $15, it's really hard to argue not putting this at the top of your must-play list for the year. You may get the Metroid feeling of Okay, now where am I supposed to go? Especially in trying to achieve the true ending, but for every roadblock I hit, I was able to find something else that drove me forward.
Alright, I have to win.